The difference between attracting big things versus attracting small things. A lot of people have the belief that if they want to use the law of attraction to attract something big versus something small, that it's going to require a totally different method or something tremendous. The only thing that it's going to take is a different way of looking at life. What you perceive to be big and what you perceive to be small is based exclusively on your own internal program, because this universe that you live in doesn't have a concept of big and small in the way you perceive big and small. What you consider extravagant and wonderful is no different from the thing that you consider ordinary or everyday. What happens when you envision something as being so huge and so big to attract is that you have created a gap between you and the thing that you want. And based on your belief system, you have created a divide. You've told yourself that this thing is too big for me, or this thing is so great that it's going to require some superpower in order to have it, compared to if you wanted, say, to manifest a pen or something very simple. You have created a divide between you and this item that you consider to be huge. And you have deemed yourself either unworthy of it because it's supposedly so big. Well, in the universe, everything that you could possibly desire is like a grain of sand. It makes no difference. It's just an experience. The universe is there to fulfill your desires, and the desires are really just an experience, an illusion, a momentary item that spirit grants you a permission to experience in this lifetime, so that you can learn through and let it go. $1 million versus $10,000 it's just an experience. It's you who have placed there's a value system to a $10,000 versus a million. Yes, if you were to add the numbers, there would be more money, but it's still just a lump sum of paper and a lump sum of ideas and concepts. If you decide that you would like to attract something which is big, ask yourself the questions. Why do you perceive it as being big? Why do you perceive it as something grand? What about it that is grand? Is it because it is outside of the realm of what you are familiar with? Why is it bigger than something that you are familiar with? Why is it greater than? Ask yourself that question. And what makes it so big that you can't have it, or that you need to do something totally different compared to bringing something very everyday into your life? Some stories you would like to attract in your life do require certain steps, because those stories involve certain circumstances, while other stories may not require much of an input from you, because again, you have decided that you're familiar with it and you know the ins and outs of it, and it might be very familiar to you, so that it doesn't require going out of your way to create extra steps. But had you decided that you wanted to experience something beyond what you're presently experiencing, it would only require that you become first in alignment with it. And you're out of alignment with something when you deem it as impossible or too great or too big or too far out of your reach. So start by asking yourself, why do you believe an item, a thing, or an experience is so great that you can't envision yourself having it? Ask yourself this question. Become involved in getting into your mind and finding out why you see it this way and what you can do to lessen the gap between you and this idea, or that this thing is so big or so great or so out of reach. Get involved in that questionnaire. Write it down. Get into your mind. Analyze it, process it, talk to yourself, get involved with your own internal thought process, and also try to understand or find within yourself in what way can you alleviate this old belief system that one thing is greater than the next. No one can do this for you. You've got to do it yourself. You've got to do the work, and you've got to ask yourself the tough questions, and you've got to sit with yourself and go on an inner journey to remove some of the old limited belief systems that you have, which keep you from attracting the things that you want. If you found this information helpful, please like, share, and subscribe, and please click the link in this video to receive more audio and ebooks which will help you in attracting the things that you want a lot faster.